Hi everyone, it's National Master Aaron Cooper, and we're going to look at a game where an 11-year-old beats an experienced Grandmaster. Okay, so we're going to look at a game from a young Hikaru Nakamura. He's 11 years old, and he's already around 2200. Incredible for that age. This was played in 2001, a weekend Swiss, and he has the black pieces. And he's up against an experienced Grandmaster, Arthur Bisguier, well-known American Grandmaster. So let's see how the game went. So Hikaru plays knight f6, which is common because he likes to play the King's Indian defense, especially early on in his career. So after these moves, we see that white has a very large center, pawn center. Black has the king castled, and the dark squared bishop is eyeing indirectly the white center. So this is what's known as a hypermodern setup, which was an approach that was popularized by players such as Aaron Nimzovich back in the early 1900s. So Hikaru has to attack the center and chooses to do so with the c5 pawn. White grabs space, and b5, an incredible move that is a pawn sacrifice. Now just imagine being 11 years old and having the gumption to play such a move against a Grandmaster. That's unbelievable. And so the idea is, and Nakamura plays a6 to open up these lines. So kind of like the Benko gambit, where black is going to have tremendous pressure along the queen side. Now I already think in this position that white has erred. I think that if you look at white's kingside pieces, they are not developed yet, and by taking this pawn they're helping black develop yet another piece. So if I were to give a suggestion for white already, would be either knight to f3 or bishop to e2. Even bishop to d3 is fine to protect the e4 pawn. But Bisguier decided to take the pawn and exchange the bishops and now plays knight f3. And Nakamura plays queen to b6. So here we go. This is very much akin to the Benko gambit. Black has tremendous pressure on the b2 pawn, and this diagonal is very tricky for white to actually castle safely. Always has to be concerned about c4 check possibilities. Already the position is quite dire for white, because you can imagine black bringing in the rooks, getting the rooks involved, moving the pawn, bringing the knight in. It's a very natural play for black already. So Bisguier decides to protect the b2 pawn. c4, opening up that diagonal, and now the king cannot castle. You cannot castle into check. Rook f to c8, bring in the rook into play, and Bisguier wants to castle, and so wants to trade off the queens. If white can trade off the queens, then perhaps he can defend the pressure a little better. Of course, Nakamura says, no, I am bringing yet another piece into the fray, and we now have some pressure on the e4 square. So just look at this position and have a look at how active white's pieces are compared to black's. Black's pieces are just in great spots, and they're very well coordinated. This rook putting some pressure along the a file, This rook currently not doing much, but it is on the queen side and could repurpose itself on the b file. And these two knights doing a great job putting pressure on the e4 pawn. And the bishop is just waiting to unleash on that diagonal. White, on the other hand, very poor rook that is serving the purpose of protecting a sad pawn. Rooks don't like to be defenders, they want to be attackers. They're worth 5 points in chess. We don't want to put such a major piece on duty of just protecting a measly pawn. And the king is still not castled. So Bisguier was feeling the pressure and tries to castle. Unfortunately, there is a beautiful combination coming. Knight g4, hitting the queen. Queen has to move to get off this diagonal. Queen e2. Knight takes e4 check. Unveiling the queen on b6. King goes into the corner. Check. Knight h3. Brings the other knight in. Look at those knights, at how well they're complementing each other, and they're surrounding the white king. So Bisguier has to take off the knight because this knight is covering this square. So rook takes knight is force. So Nakamura wins an exchange here. But after this, he actually wins the game with knight e4 check. So in this position, Bisguier resigned. Why did he resign? Well, either way, king h1 or king f1, black is going to take this knight, and unfortunately white cannot take back because of queen takes b1. An incredible victory for 11-year-old Hikaru Nakamura over the experienced American Grandmaster Arthur Bisguier. Very impressive play. Mind you, this was a rapid game, but that does not take away from the feat itself. I mean, just tremendous how Bisguier did not get anything going in this game and lost in 21 moves to an up-and-coming, at the time, young American kid. So there you have it. There's Nakamura's first win, actually, over a Grandmaster. And stay tuned. We're going to have some more Nakamura videos in the coming days and weeks. And if you like this video, please give me a like and a subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos. So this is National Master Aaron Cooper saying so long for now.